Imagine you need surgery, so you compare two doctors in your area. Dr. Jones has an 86% success rate and Dr. Smith only has about 79%. Easy choice, right? Well, not necessarily. Let's say you go with Dr. Jones. You're being rational and you're following the numbers. But something doesn't sit right, so you ask the hospital for more detail. What if their outcomes differ by the type of patient they treat? When you look at just the high-risk patients, Dr. Smith actually has a 75% success rate compared to Dr. Jones at 70%. Okay, so Smith's better at complicated cases. Then you check the low-risk patients. Smith is at 95% and Jones is at 90%. So Smith's better there too. Now, hold on a second. Dr. Smith is better for high-risk patients, but then also better for low-risk patients, but somehow has a worse overall record? How is that even possible? Here's what's hiding in the numbers. Dr. Smith is a specialist. She's the surgeon they call when things get really complicated. So out of her last 100 patients, 80 of them were high-risk cases and only 20 were routine. Let's do the math on that. Those 20 low-risk patients at 95% success gives her 19 survivors. Those 80 high-risk patients at 75% gives her 60 more. Add them together and you get 79 out of 100. Now, Dr. Jones handles mostly straightforward surgeries. Out of his 100 patients, 80 were low risk and only 20 were high risk. So those 80 low risk cases at 90% gets him 72 survivors. The 20 high risk cases at 70% adds 14 more. Total that up and you get 86 out of 100. See what happened there? Dr. Jones looks better overall, not because he's a better surgeon, but because he's operating on easier cases. Dr. Smith looks worse overall, not because she's less skilled, but because she's the one taking on the really difficult patients. This phenomenon is known as Simpson's paradox. The same set of data appears to show opposite trends depending on how you group it. In fact, you can have variables that are positively correlated within multiple subgroups, but negatively correlated when you combine them all together. Each group shows the same pattern, but the aggregate flips it completely. On first glance, the overall numbers told you to choose Dr. Jones, but when you break it down, Dr. Smith is actually the better choice no matter what kind of patient you are. And this isn't just a mathematical curiosity. You see it in hospital rankings where major referral centers look worse on paper because they treat the sickest patients until you adjust for risk. You see it in clinical trial data where a treatment looks weaker overall but performs better once you account for disease severity or baseline risk. And you see it in university admissions, like the famous UC Berkeley case where the aggregate numbers told a completely different story than the departmental breakdowns. The problem is a lurking variable, a hidden factor that completely changes what the data is telling you. In our case, it's the proportion of high-risk versus low-risk patients each surgeon treats. Because sometimes the better choice looks worse on paper, and if you don't look past the headline number, there's a good chance you'll miss it.